You know, it just occurred to me, after 9 months of doing this, I've only ever done one Beast Wars character. That's ridiculous! Which is really unfair, because I'm a big Beast Wars fan. I know I have big Beast Wars fans following me on this site. I mean, come on. I love all sides of this great franchise, except for one. Nope, don't show that. Nevertheless, I am determined to cover all types of ground here, especially Beast Wars. So without further ado, we're going to kick this thing off with one of my favorite designs and characters from Beast Wars. Second, I give you Legacy Leo Convoy, or Leo Prime for us Americans out there.
So yeah, Lion mode looks good for the most part. So yes, you look at the front here, it's a very nice representation of a somewhat realistic white lion. And you go down the side and you can see a little bit of panel lines, but things are pretty solid. That is until you get to the back here. But yeah, that's normal for a beast mode. Sometimes the robot parts escape. What is not normal is this face.
Okay, yeah, let's be a little bit honest here. The lion face is a little bit weird. I mean, those yellow eyes do kind of look like he's staring right into my soul.
But no, the face does look kind of funny, and honestly, this is a bit of a departure from how the original looked too. You know what? I have an idea. Let's bring in the original. Now that you see them side by side, you can definitely tell a lot of the differences here. I mean, I honestly think they missed their mark not painting the eyes in, because it would have completely changed the look of the figure. And yeah, the mane's not gold, but come on, is that really necessary? Now, one thing I do think could have probably made it a little bit better is if they did that weird airbrushing thing that's down on the paws on the old version, but now I'm just nitpicking. Both versions are valid. I know it's hard to remember sometimes that this is a modern take on the character. Let's talk about some features, shall we? Let's see. Ooh, for starters, it rolls pretty good. Hang on a minute. It rolls pretty good. Oh my god. It rolls pretty good.
Alright, this isn't a vehicle mode, I forgot. Considering how much I've been doing so many of them lately.
I guess we might as well start talking about articulation since this figure can't roll. I mean, it's pretty basic for your normal beast figure. The legs move, and parts of the legs move. That's about all I can say about it. And he's got some weird articulation in his back legs with a ankle tilt and some strange calf rotations. Oh yeah, and the tail moves. And as if his face didn't look weird enough, yeah, his mouth opens and it makes his face look a lot sillier. I mean, yeah, the lion mode's not much. It's fine for what it is. I mean, it looks convincing enough. And I mean, although you can't pose him too well, you can make him look a little bit intimidating as he's looking over Pride Rock. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. Oh my god, I can't with his face. Now, of course, one of the last things you could do, and of course one of the things you could do on the original figure, was flip out these little like missile launcher things on the top of his head, and you could put these gun things in there. Honestly, it's really not anything to write home about. I mean, they fit in just fine, and they're small enough, so I mean, you could actually store them in the main, but really, this is not what you're buying this for. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna buy this figure, you're definitely not gonna buy it for the damn attack mode and the lion mode. And of course, you could take this one and put this one right here. I'm not even gonna bother with the other one because it's just silly. But you can put this here, and then you get the whole look going. I mean, it's literally not much at all. And to be honest, I really do not like those guns. And you can also flip out these claws underneath his paws, and they would work if they were the right way molded as they were in the original toy. They don't really work the way they came out, as you can see. And if you turn them around like I did on the right paw here, it doesn't work either. So honestly, they should have either just remolded it or just not bothered, because it doesn't really work the way it's designed to. But overall, as I said, Lion mode's not terrible. It's just a little bit silly. But let's go ahead and transform it. Transformation is kind of a mix between the original and the Masterpiece version, albeit a little bit simpler. And with this robot mode, yeah, you can definitely tell why I and people like me like this figure. And let's start with this head, and oh my god, this head is beautiful. I mean, what is it with these Japanese Beast Wars designers being able to make a better Prime head than most Hasbro designers? I mean, come on, this figure and Big Convoy both have amazing looking head sculpts. Now, in terms of the color schemes, I mean, the white's still here and the yellow, but you still also have the regular Prime colors. I mean, blue and red are very prominent here, especially with the detailing. Anywhere that has very technical details, you're going to see in red or blue. Now, of course, there's some silver detail on the abdominal section, but most of the detail is in red or blue here, and I think that's nice. Now, of course, I've heard people complain about the lion kibble, like, why is it on him? Well, this is accurate to what Lio Convoy looks like, and I don't mind it. It kind of makes him look like Hercules, isn't that right? All the same, you can see a lot of good detailing on the chest with a lot of the technical paneling and things of that nature. And on the arms, you can see a good amount of panel lining that could be brought out with a Gundam marker of some kind. Jobby fans, shut up. And, of course, you've got some good poke-through details on the knees. I guess that's what you'd call it. I don't know what else to say that. Now, usually I'd save this kind of thing for features, but I'm going to throw it in here because, for obvious reasons, this Energon matrix within his chest has a lot of nice molded detail in there, and I think that's a brilliant touch. And also, you might notice that there is a 5mm peg here that is meant for blast effects,
which I do not own.
Now, for the rest of his features, we've kind of already talked about him in lion mode. All you got to do in robot mode here is get him in a pose that you kind of like, with him leaning to the right, flip out those guns, and give me 5, as this is some kind of variation on the Lion Typhoon thing from his original figure. And then what you're going to do is open this little panel that's made of his mane here, and prepare to perform the least secure connection I've ever seen on a Transformers toy. A rectangular tab going into a hexagonal port. Yeah, okay, Hasbro, that makes sense. Now, what you ought to do is just take these ones out of the top and then make a handgun out of them. And honestly, it looks a lot better than just keeping them on his shoulder. But seriously though, when it comes to these things, they can just fuck right off. But one thing that actually works really, really well for this guy is using those lion claws that I didn't like in lion mode as melee weapons of some kind. I mean, they're underhanded on his body so he can have some decent control over them, and I just think it's a really nice touch, and I love how they look. And you can get some seriously great looking poses with these things. I mean, I think that's probably why they flipped him upside down in this version of the character, and honestly, if it's for this reason, I can definitely let it slide now. Now, despite this guy being a bit limited in lion mode, the robot mode is not at all. He's got a great range of motion in the shoulders, completely universal, a good elbow, and he's also got a universal hip a waist swivel, and then he's also got a thigh swivel down there in an odd spot, but it still works really well. And then he's got an ankle tilt that's very, very nice. And there's really nothing this guy can't do in terms of posing. And of course, you've got plenty of display options with him. Of course, you could throw him in with your Beast Wars cast, which is alright. Or you could throw him in with just Optimus Primal and give him a Lion King scene. I have got to get a hold of myself with these Lion King jokes.
And my personal favorite,
this is the real reason I bought this figure. This is a fantastic way to display it. If you have Encore Big Convoy, I would jump at the chance of getting this figure just to display him with Big Convoy. It is fantastic looking. And now, it gives me even more of an excuse to buy more Beast Wars 2nd and Beast Wars Neo figures. They all look great together. Overall, this figure is fantastic. It plays well, it displays well, and it poses well. And even though the Lion mode is a little bit iffy, that's probably not the reason you're going to buy this figure. You're going to buy this figure because it displays well with your Legacy figures, your Beast Wars figures, or you're getting him for the display with Big Convoy, which is the reason I really got him, honestly. Yeah, I like the character as Lio Convoy, and really, this figure has probably stepped up as probably my second favorite Beast Wars figure in my collection.
sorry Cheetor, but in the words of the wise Peter Griffin,
you've fallen out of favor, perhaps forever.
As always, guys, I've been TreeBot Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, share it around with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next one. Keep growing your collections.
Here's the thought. Why don't you run on home with your tail between your legs?